Next up, we got something is seriously off with Ryan Garcia. Let's check it out. Let's check it out.
In only 10 months, Ryan Garcia went from speaking like this.
I didn't even let the insecurities of, I can't believe I got dropped, or the fear of embarrassment. None of that got to me in that moment.
To speaking like this.
It wasn't hard. I knew he was going to come back. I even told him, you'll be back. Remember, he was all, don't ever talk to me again, blah, blah, blah. I said, you'll be back, Mr. 30K pay-per-view boss.
It's possible to think this was the case for only one of the podcasts he was on. But it's clear from multiple appearances he has done recently that something has seriously changed. Despite being only 25, Ryan has been in boxing from a very young age, and people are speculating whether the long time in the sport has been catching up with him. Ever since entering the professional world of boxing, he's been the cover boy for lighter weight divisions, as he built his online persona fairly early and was a familiar face for many, not only boxing fans. But recently, there has been a radical change in his behavior by displaying signs of alcohol or drug abuse in his speeches, as he keeps stuttering and is barely able to string the sentences together. So what has caused the sudden change in his mannerism, and did the events in the last 10 months
Bro's catching a lick of the CTE, is that what I'm hearing?
have anything to do with it? It all started back in April 2023 when he was scheduled to fight Gervonta Davis at a 136-pound catchweight bout.
Damn, that was almost
At
a year
this
ago
point,
now.
both fighters were undefeated and some of the biggest draws in the sport. During this period, boxing was facing a huge
The cause in change is the nigga got rocked by Tank Davis, nigga.
problem of top guys avoiding
Oh,
each other
shit.
and settling for lower competition to not risk their undefeated records.
I'm
And with the
dead. I
rise of the
stole that from
UFC
chat,
and
I
the
can't
politics
lie.
deeply involved in boxing, many of the fight fans left the sport as they weren't getting what they wanted.
With this fight, like I said, it's gonna determine where boxing needs to be headed. This right here is gonna determine either fighters are gonna fight right now and get to it or not. You gotta understand, we both have careers without each other. I could fight other people and make millions of dollars. He could fight other people and make millions of dollars. Obviously, we came into this fight and said, no, we're gonna do this now. So this right here will show where the trajectory of the sport's gonna go to.
Throughout the build-up to their
Tank
fight,
being on top.
Garcia touched up on these problems and admitted he accepted this fight to shed some light on the sport again, despite many of the stipulations Davis's team had put him under. The big taboo before this bout was the fact Davis placed the rehydration clause on him, where he wasn't allowed to gain more than 10 pounds in between the weigh-in and night of the fight. This meant he wouldn't be at his 100% during the match, as he was still depleted. Nevertheless, the bout was set to be one of the biggest ones we have seen in boxing recently, and both fighters made the walk. And although Garcia brought the fight to him, Davis outboxed him convincingly. He managed to win only 2 rounds and got
Countered
dropped in the
everything.
second. Then in the 7th round, Davis glanced him with the liver shot, which forced Garcia's body to shut down.
I don't remember. I don't remember Ryan getting like too much good shots in. I do not remember him getting too many good shots in at all.
And he wasn't able to recover before the 10-second count. However, the fight was a huge success as they managed.
Facts. Amazing point. That defeat fucks a nigga up. Nigga thought he was unbeatable, lost, then shit changed. For real. It changes your brain.
To sell 1.2 million pay-per-views at the price of $85, which made Garcia roughly $30 million.
True.
So it's safe to say it was a win-win situation for both. However, it's very well possible this was the peak of his career, as things took a downturn from here. Following his knockout loss, Garcia's relationship with Golden Boy Promotion started to fall apart as they got involved in a legal battle. Besides the legal issues, he has been going back and forth with its founder Oscar De La Hoya on Twitter, where he was accusing him of disrespecting his career and being around him only for the money. The problems arose after Garcia couldn't accept his loss against Tank and started blaming others. Just before his next fight against Oscar Duarte, Garcia took an opportunity at the press conference to speak openly against De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins.
The statement that Bernard made, where he'll decide if I'm gonna finish.
Bro, losing to fuck with the nigga, bro. Losing to really fuck with a nigga's head. In fighting specifically, in team sports is different. When it's just you and you're losing like that, that'll fuck with you.
Or if I should continue boxing after this fight. He don't decide that. You know, Oscar's saying that, you know, we misinterpret, what they say. It's plain English. I didn't hear anybody speaking any language I don't know. So, it's very clear to me that, they're backing this guy to beat him just like they thought doing
you gotta fight the ego just as much as the real fight, for real. Everybody that gets too big of an ego ends up getting fucked up, other than John Jones.
Beat me. He's the next Filipino star. They saying he's the next Mexican star.
De La Hoya was later asked to give his side of the story on the matter.
Bernard stated that if it was him, he didn't say, well, this is what Ryan should do. So when you're dealing with kids, it's really hard to get across that message. And then you have Ryan saying this and that. So it's all BS.
The situation got very messy between the two, and neither side was completely innocent. Nevertheless, Garcia managed to get back in the win column by TKOing Duarte in round 8. And just as it seemed like things would start to get better for him, his appearance on the PBD podcast took people by surprise. This was the first time we've seen him do any interviews since the last fight, and many noticed a sudden change in his speech and demeanor.
I brought the energy to the gym. When I come in the gym, everybody's having a great time, and we're all working hard. I'm like a brother. I'm brotherhood.
The initial noticeable change.
Yeah,
was
he sounds way different, and he is moving different. That's weird.
Transformation in his face as he appeared more bloated and puffy. While this could be attributed to weight gain, it could also signal alcohol abuse, as excessive drinking often leads to water retention around the face. If we take a look at his older interviews, he typically appeared relaxed and thoughtful in his speech. However, in this one, he seemed visibly uneasy throughout the conversation, frequently diverting from the topic and interrupting Patrick by picking up his phone mid-question or cutting him off mid-sentence. Another noticeable change was his tone of voice, which shifted from somewhat high-pitched.
Like I wasn't afraid of the moment because I knew that's in me. And it's always gonna be in me.
To sounding as if he had been smoking and drinking heavily over a long period of time.
But the shoulder roll is a beautiful thing. And Mayweather is so super good at it.
Viewers also observed his lack of awareness regarding constant chewing into the mic, which seemed unusual given his status as a top professional boxer. While one might argue this behavior was showcased on a single podcast, a month later, he displayed similar conduct on The Helwani Show. According to comments, it seemed that people anticipated he would say random things and were primarily there to laugh at him, which was quite obvious from comments such as, Ariel trying to have a discussion with a high teenager, I am a fan of this new coked up Ryan, and after seeing this interview, Ryan is slowly turning into Kanye levels of delusion.
He took the John Jones advice. You gotta do cocaine before your fights.
Many have speculated whether he is under the influence of alcohol or heavier drugs. Despite admitting multiple times to enjoying smoking weed and having a drink occasionally, he has never mentioned taking heavier substances. However, based on his behavior and facial expressions, one could argue that something else is at play. Comparing his appearance on the Impulsive and Bradley Martin show just 10 months earlier, none of these signs were present. His face didn't appear bloated, and he looked noticeably younger. Additionally, his tone of voice and mannerisms resembled those of a professional athlete.
It's been a rough year, bruh. Might have been a rough year.
To accusations of drinking and drug use, another issue has surfaced regarding Ryan's gambling addiction. Recently, popular influencer Bryce Hall publicly accused him of being deeply entrenched in gambling debts and being exploited as a fish in high-stakes games.
But I know about the poker games that he's losing millions of dollars at because I've played at some of those games and they tell me how much of a fucking fish he is.
Oh,
basically,
shit.
He throws money. He's like an idiot.
So hey, I will verify that by Bryce. I've got a lot of buddies at the top level of the poker games that run through Cali and Vegas, and he's definitely a fucking fish that loses a lot of money at the poker tables.
It's really weird how he took a 2-year hiatus from boxing, and then now randomly he's like, oh, I won all these money fights. Oh, yeah. Because he's losing all of his money at these poker tables.
This accusation might not be unfounded.
That's a good theory, Bryce. That's a good theory from Bryce Hall right there.
Rather than focusing on winning in the ring. While many MMA fighters transition to boxing to leverage their UFC fame for higher earnings, Garcia aims to enter MMA and challenge the bantamweight champion, who primarily specializes in striking.
I'll beat his ass in MMA, guaranteed.
In MMA?
Yeah, I'm a natural. You don't understand. I'm a natural wrestler. I just beat my security that's a wrestler. I beat him. Yeah. I know I'm gonna knock him out in boxing. That's not even fair. What is fair is to test myself in MMA because I know if I put my mind to it and I trained every day and I had Nate helping me.
For real, Rare, Bryce Hall, W take.
And I really locked in, he will not beat me. I've already got people that are connected to Dana to ask him, let's do this.
I find boxing boring. I would much rather watch all of the boxers join MMA.
I'll come to UFC, pay me a bag, I'm there.
Some argue this is overly ambitious on Ryan's part, considering MMA strikers bring a diverse skill set beyond boxing. O'Malley responded with a humorous skit alongside his coach, mocking Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya.
Ryan, we need money. We're in debt from betting, brother.
Oscar, I think I could fuck figure Sean up, honestly.
You could fight MMA. You could beat whoever you want. You could beat John Jones.
I seriously think I could wrestle.
Wrestle your security guard. Show him. Prove him. You're an athlete. You're a natural.
Ha!
You can do that. I'll fight Dana.
Takes a bump off the table is crazy.
Fuck, I'll fight Dana. Oscar. Yeah. Let's go on aerial show, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on aerial.
Bryce further contended that Garcia's gambling debts motivated
that
his
nigga
push for a
shot
fight
at his
against
own
Devin
funny.
Haney, acknowledging his slim chances of victory in his current condition. Despite widespread doubts about Garcia's professionalism, Haney also accused him of reeking of alcohol during their face-off.
Brian was at the motherfucking press conference drunk as a skunk. Hopefully, you know, he get it together before April 20th. And I'm gonna have him punch drunk on that day.
As the two have been going on a press tour to promote their fight, it's evident that Garcia may be further embracing his newfound persona.
I promise you, I'm coming straight for you. It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be ugly. I'm talking about ugly.
We know that, you know, Ryan does not want the fight to be here. Behind closed doors, he's tricking the people. He's doing anything that he can to make the fight go to Vegas on a later date. But the fight needs to happen on April 20th.
You're with me 24/7. Have you ever seen me do cocaine? Never in your life, huh? I love you.
Cat.
What happened? Ever.
Cat. I smell cat.
Here, motherfucker.
I smell
like,
cat.
If I came up there and I beat the fuck out of you, motherfucker.
I bet you won't do it. I bet you won't do it. Go do it. You ain't gonna do shit.
I'm putting my money on Devin Haney.
I don't even
Ron
know
Garcia look fucked up.
I can't even see you, bro. I don't know where these voices are coming from, bro.
Despite his antics during the media press tour, he has also been active on Twitter Spaces, exhibiting recent erratic behavior that has sparked concerns about his readiness to face Haney in the ring.
Doing, bro? How's training going?
Amazing, bro. Looking good, training good. I'm laughing because I'm high as fuck.
What's next for you?
I'm gonna beat Sean O'Malley's ass in MMA. I never let a dude with rainbow hair beat me in my life.
During the press events, he took the opportunity to address accusations of drug and alcohol abuse.
And just to be really direct.
What the fuck happened to your voice?
So at the end of the day, I've been screaming for these promos, but I'm not even gonna react. At the end of the day, you know, I want to clarify some
Stop
things.
the coke, nigga. It's fucking up your voice.
Someone said that after the zone press conference? What the hell?
I want to clarify some things. I don't do cocaine. I would do a live drug test.
What do you do?
I would do a
What do you
live
do?
drug test.
What do you do?
I drink and I smoke weed, and so has the majority of this room.
I'm real. I'm like this. I do drink. I do smoke. Now what? It's okay. Guess what? We all have our flaws, and we all evolve as people. Look at, I'm 25 years old. You gotta remember the way of.
You are a high level athlete. You don't need to be drinking and smoking weed.
You I don't know how
Leave
many
that to
people
me.
have been 25 years old and made $100 million in their life and can do whatever they want. I want to see what you would do in my shoes. Probably a lot more than some weed.
In addition to a potential matchup with O'Malley, Helwani suggested that he faces Ilia Topuria, who has accomplished something reminiscent of McGregor's rise. If you're interested in a full breakdown of Topuria following in Conor's footsteps to achieve superstar status, be sure to check out this video.
Might go check that out another time. You ain't checked out Mark Fighting, link in the description. Check him out. Let me know what y'all thought about the video in the motherfucking comments. What we got? Let's see if we can find any more juice. See if we can find some more juice.